Hey guys, today I'll be telling you guys how to solve the empirical formula and what an empirical formula is. An empirical formula is the simplest ratio of atoms of each element in a compound. For example, let's say you have C10H12O2 as your atom, as your compound. This would be considered the molecular formula or the whole formula of the compound. But if we want to find the empirical formula, we would have to find the simplest ratio of atoms. In this case, we would divide each element by 2. So we would get C5H6O. And this would be called the empirical formula. Okay? So, now we have a problem here. The percent composition by mass of a compound is as follows. Determine the empirical formula of this lead compound. Keep in mind that it says the percent composition by mass of this compound is this. Now, in order to find the empirical formula, we need the number of moles. And we know that the formula for moles is N equals M over M, where this is the mass of the element, and this would be the molar mass. So, we already have the molar mass of the element. We can find the molar mass of lead, carbon, and hydrogen on the periodic table. What we don't have is the mass of the element. In order to do that, we have the percentage composition by mass. So we can actually assume 100 grams of the compound. And why I chose 100 is it's actually really easy to work with 100 because we could convert the percentages directly as compounds. So now we have to calculate the mass of each element. For lead, we'll get 64.052 grams. For carbon, we would get 29.703 grams. And for hydrogen, we would get 6.245 grams. Now, we have the mass, we have the molar mass, so now we can find the number of moles. So, let's do that. Okay, so now what I've basically done is I used the formula moles equals mass over molar mass to calculate the number of moles of each element. So now, finally, we would divide each mole value by the smallest mole value of these elements to get the ratio. So in this case, lead at 0.309 moles would be the smallest mole value. So we would divide each of these moles by 0.309. So right here, I've just did that right here. And notice that I rounded these because they're not exact, but we also have the uncertainty from the periodic table at the mass, so we can round this. And now we would get the ratio. So based on these ratios, I can calculate PB1, but you don't have to write this one, C8, and H20. And this would be considered the empirical formula.
I wanna go to the moon.